Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Robert. I'm bringing you another video from setup series from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This video is about key bindings for the keyboard. If you are one of those people who are struggling with the keyboard, because to be honest, in the beginning, I was so confused. It was so messy because I was used to shortcuts from MSFS 220 and the default profile is completely different. So first of all, let me demonstrate what was the challenge. And I'm pretty sure that many of you still have the same issue. So let me show you. Before we fix it, let me just demonstrate what is the issue. Okay guys, so here we are in a sim and I have the default profile on the keyboard on. Obviously, with the way how they set it up on your keyboard, you are moving using the keys W for move forward, S move backward, A to move left, and D to move right. Okay, that's by default. When you hold the right mouse button, you can be looking around and at the same time you can be moving. That's all great. Like that is basically how the default profile is set. So the challenge is the next one. Let me go into the cockpit. So let's go inside the airplane. Now, in the previous simulator, many of you know, and I'm sure many of you were used to, the shortcuts such as Control 1, Control 2 to check various instruments. But if you do it under this profile, nothing happens. Drives me crazy. Nothing happens. When I hit or when I pressed spacebar in MSFS 220, my view got higher. Nothing happens over here. When I pressed key F, like a Frank, it would return a camera view to the default position. Again, nothing happens under this setup. So, all right, well, one thing to fix it is to obviously press escape, go to settings, go to controls, keyboard, and change it to keyboard 2020 transversal and keyboard 2020 planes. Save and back and resume. All right. Well, we have changed it, right? So now we are back to cockpit because we entered cockpit previously. So if I hit Control 1, Control 2, Control 3, F, now it works. Spacebar, now it works what I wanted. However, let me go outside the airplane. And if you start it with keyboard 2020 profile, which is available in the sim, what's gonna happen now? You cannot move. I can turn with my mouse, but I cannot move with my character. So I'm unable to take off all these protections before flight, if you are flying with Cessna or even the Airbus by Inibuilds. So now what I would have to do, again, go to settings, change it to 2024, walk around, take off the covers, go back to the cockpit, go to the settings again, change it back to MSFS 2020 keyboard layout, and this is pretty annoying, but I found a solution for you guys. Okay guys, now we are in settings. Select controls, keyboard, and by default you will see keyboard 2024 transversal, keyboard 2024 planes. So we know that the cameras are working under keyboard 2020. Select that option, keyboard 2020 planes, and keyboard 2020 transversal. Okay, select it first. Then step number 2, go to settings right here, and we are going to duplicate, just like in the previous videos. Click here and duplicate. Give it a new name of your choice. In my case, it will be Rob2. Doesn't really matter what name you gave it. I'm gonna hit OK. And the same thing I'm going to do with airplanes controls. So I'm making sure that it's set on keyboard 2020 planes. Hit that setting button, duplicate, and give it the same name as I used previously. So Rob2. Again, you guys can choose whatever you want. Click OK. And then once you have it done, we basically duplicated the 2020 setup. But we know from the demonstration that if we keep it this way without additional changes, we won't be able to walk with our character. So we can fix it. What we're gonna do, go over here to categories, scroll down to player character, right over here, okay? Then go to movement, click once, and as you can see, nothing's assigned here. That's because the initial 2020 profile, which we duplicated, doesn't have this binding. So we have to bind it, right? All we have to do is just 4 keys. Super simple. Move forward, that's the first one. Click once and hit key W. Move backward, which is right here. Click once and hit S. Strafe left, hit once, click A. And strafe right, click once and hit D. Now you can toggle run, which we can assign to shift, for example. Okay, but that's optional, guys. You don't have to do it. I don't think I'll be using run anyways. So here we have everything as we need to, and then we also need to go to interactions, and under interactions there is a take control of character, and notice it's empty. That is that infamous Shift plus C, which gets you inside the airplane without need to open the door or climb or whatever you need to do before. So if you want to just skip all that and just enter the airplane, so what we are going to assign, take control of character, hit it once and click Shift and C together. Make sure it shows up like that. And now we can go back. Now we have this profile created with some additions. So basically all it is, it's a duplicated 2020 assign or key bindings, which we are familiar with, and plus we added those options which are from 2024. So now we have one profile which will fit both, and we don't have to keep switching between one and another. I will demonstrate it to you guys. So hit save and back. Let's go to free flight. Okay, so here we are back in the simulator, and look what we just did. I'm gonna start moving with my keys, so I'm using WSAD. I can still use the mouse as usual. I can do I can take care of all the covers. I can take them out by clicking on them with mouse. Make sure that you are close enough, otherwise it doesn't work. I can go take the chokes. So now I'm gonna go inside the airplane. And voila, we are inside. And look guys, Control 1, Control 2, Control 3, pressing A to move for another view, pressing F to go back to default, pressing spacebar to move the camera up and down. Everything is working just as it was in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I hope that this video helps you. And one more thing before I finish. If I go outside the airplane, and I'm just gonna walk a little bit more far away from the plane. If I hit Shift C, there we go, we are inside the cockpit, and still our cameras are binded to the initial key bindings which we are familiar from MSFS 220. Alright guys, looking forward to next video. I'm going to think what will be the next topic. If you have any ideas, if you have any struggles, please do leave me the comments. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you didn't subscribe yet. It definitely does help me to support this channel and to grow this channel. And as usual, I'm wishing you a wonderful day and happy flying hours, and see you next time, fellow sim pilots. Take care.